Joker. Avengers! Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poison, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You unlock this door with the...
What up, YouTube? How we all doing tonight? What up, comic fam? Welcome to another live episode of Two Fat Guys Pull Us with just Jim tonight. Yep, we're still working it out with Nate, and we'll get there when we get there, but for right now, you're stuck with me. Anyway, hope everybody had a great week. Hope everybody had a great week of reading comics. And I'm going to kick the show off after we get done with some business. I'm going to show you my non-comic book weekly haul. I've got some goodies, and I'm super stoked. You can kind of see them over here a little bit, a little bit. We'll talk about them here in a minute. But first, let's talk about our show's sponsor, which is Collected Comics and Games here in the DFW area. That's right, that's where me and Nate get our comic books, our toys, our models, our trading cards, our posters, our plushies. Pretty much anything you can think of, you can get at Collected Comics and Games. So if you're in the area, if you're in the DFW area at any time, go hit up Collected Comics and Games. They have 3 locations, one in Fort Worth, one in Irving, and one in Hearst. All great locations. Ron and Brent have been doing a great job of curating some awesome stuff in their stores. So please go check out Collected Comics and Games. And if you can't hit up those places because you're not in the DFW area, you can always go to their website, staycollected.com, where you can get all those fun things and incentive covers, exclusive covers, some pretty cool stuff up there. So if you're not in the DFW area, go check out staycollected.com, where you can see all that stuff I just talked about and more over on their website. So please go check it out if you get the chance. Also, we're on the road to 1,250 subscribers, and when we hit that milestone, we're going to be giving away some cool stuff. We're giving away a slab. We're going to move all my other stuff here really quick so we can show the slabs of what we're giving away. Okay, so not giving that away yet. We're going to be giving away this first when we have 1,250 subscribers. We're giving away this Uncanny X-Men issue number 1 signed by Jim Chung. It's pretty cool. No glare. Yeah. So we'll be giving this away when we hit 1,250 subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and make sure to give us a like. Give this video that you're watching right now, whether live or not, a like too. That'd be great. When we hit 2,000 subscribers, we're giving away this Thor number 1 Nick Klein sketch variant from 2020, signed by the great Donny Cates. That's right. When we hit 2,000 subs, we're giving this bad boy away. So again, you're going to want to be subscribed if you want to get a hold of these sick-ass slabs. So that is it for the business. Now, before we get to this week's comics, which I have some opinions. I mean, that's why y'all come here, right? We're going to talk about my most recent weekly haul, which I did a lot of it today. Kind of went a little crazy. We went up to Carrollton, where there's a Japanese bookstore, and I kind of went a little crazy, right? But first, before we talk about that, I'm going to talk about the shit that I bought at Target. So I found this bad boy at Target, and holy shit, guys. This thing is my childhood right here. I mean, it's part of my childhood. Street Sharks, bro. This thing is so kick-ass, and they're re-releasing. They re-released 3 figures. So you've got Ripster, right, and then you got the other 2 right here that they're giving away. They released, and I want to get my hands on that one. I almost got this one. I had an opportunity to get it, but I didn't. So definitely need to pick this up. But yeah, I was very lucky to find this. You know, Target. It's really hard to get toys at Target lately. People just like Either they got a deal with whoever's stocking the shelves and they just grab them quick, or they just go really fast. So I'm glad I got my hands on that. So there's that. Picked this up, which I haven't played yet. Gundam Breaker number 4. It's kind of glared. I can't get to. There we go. So we got this bad boy, and cannot wait to play this on the Switch. Basically, hack and slash, but also you're custom building Gundam models that you fight with. So very excited about that. Speaking of Gundam models, so this is where like today comes in of like what I got today, right? So we went up to Carrollton, and first of all, I got this thing. Let's see if I can. Yeah. No glare. Yeah, there we go. Black Knight Squad. So it's just a generic mobile Gundam. I guess within the new Gundam Seed Freedom S, or Gundam Seed S Freedom. I think there's a movie. Anyway, this looks sick. It comes with an actual cape. And I was like, man, I haven't built Gunpla in a while. So I got it because it just looks kick-ass. The model itself, let's see if I can camera, looks pretty damn cool. So very excited about this. So I'll be building that at some point. I'm hoping to do a build stream. I think that'd be kind of cool. Just like turn on the stream like on a Thursday or something and just build while like watching something, like streaming someone else. So that's an idea. Let me save this one for last. And then I got a real grade Gundam Epion. Dude, this thing, hell yeah, bro. Like, one of my favorite Gundams from Gundam Wing. You know, it's not the establishment Gundam, it's the fucking bad guy. But just sick, dude. So this will be also something that I'll be building very soon. Very excited about it. So there's that real grade. Real grade's the shit. I think real grade's probably the best grade of Gundam models. It's so detail oriented. I remember when I built my first real grade, it took me an hour to build the leg. So just to give you some context of like real grade compared to high grade. And then the last thing I got, which is another real grade, but it is not Gundam. It's fucking Evangelion, guys. When I saw this on the store shelves, I nearly shit my pants. Like I know that's dramatic, but like this is fucking cool. I can't. Yeah, super stoked about this. Super stoked. Like, so they had Unit 0, Unit 2, Unit 6. They didn't have Unit 1, Shinji's Evangelion, and I am on a mission to get all of them. So this is something else that I'll be building very soon, and I'll probably do it on stream. I think it'd be pretty cool. Yeah, like, dude, because here, I'm gonna move the mic so we can get like a proper. Yeah, dude, like that's just sick. $55. It was expensive. It was expensive, but it's so cool. So I will be definitely getting the whole fucking set and building them, hopefully on stream. I would love to do a build stream. Let me know down in the comments, like, if you're cool with that, like a let's build stream. I think would be really kick-ass. So we'll see. I mean, I got the time, right? Anyway, John coming in with a super chat. Top 3 though. Top 3 was tough this week. A lot of good, but not great. I would agree with that assessment. I would have to go with Daredevil, Thor, and surprisingly exceptional X-Men. Nice, dude. Yeah, I agree with your first statement, which was, yeah, like it was a good week, but it wasn't a great week. I think there were definitely a lot of books that were meh, and then there were a couple that were like, oh, okay, that's cool, that was good, that's cool. So I think I have 3 picks of the week though, so I know that's kind of cheating, but that's me. Like I have 3 picks of the week. Before we get to the comics though, I still got one more thing to talk about. So while we're at the Japanese bookstore, so like I'm gonna buy manga, and this caught my eye from Viz, Snowball Earth. So I picked this up. This looks pretty cool. So we're talking about an apocalyptic stage. It's the year is 2025. Big monsters invaded. Hero saves the day, gets frozen in ice, wakes up 8 years later, and the Earth is just a giant snowball. So this this, I'm gonna check it out. So I bought volume 1 and 2 just because I was like, you know what? Let me get immersed. If I like it after 2, then maybe I'll get the next volume. I don't know when this got released, but I've got at least volumes 1 and 2, so we'll check that out. So let's see. So everyone's saying do the Let's Build, down for that. Great scores. I love when figure/models make an appearance on the show. Hell yeah, dude. I'm thinking about incorporating it a little bit more. Like, again, I had a really bad addiction to Gunpla, and I know my wife is very like, she's a little hesitant. Like when I bought the stuff today, she was like, are you starting this back? Because I used to have, like, you see this wall of comics behind me? I used to have a wall of unbuilt Gunpla boxes of Gunpla just behind me. And then I sold them all. I sold them all to Ron, and now he's selling them. And like, it was bad. I mean, I built a lot of them, but there were a ton that I hadn't built. I still have about a quarter of that wall in my closet downstairs. So like, I gotta be careful, but I would love to like get back into building, as long as I do it responsibly, right? As long as I do it responsibly, and it doesn't cut into the show and doesn't cut into me reading comics. So we'll see. I'm serious, guys. It's a problem. Anyway, Force, I really liked. So Luby says I really liked Exceptional X-Men as well. Hell yeah. Stefan, Capcom vs. Marvel Fighting Collection drops soon. Yeah, it drops next week. I am gonna play it on that TV right there. Oh, that screen. That's a new upgrade, by the way. I had the original ultra wide diagonal, and now I got the Arc 2 over there. A little bit of an upgrade. 27-inch. You can stack basically 3 27-inch screens on one screen. It's fucking cool. But yeah, I'm definitely getting that. So yeah, that's my haul. That's not comics, but let's talk about some comics, shall we? Let's get to it. All right, first up, our one independent for tonight, and that is Dawn Runner issue number 5. I don't know if any of y'all continued with it, if you're still reading it, but I am, and this was the last issue, and holy shit, this was cool. Talk about some serious Evangelion vibes. This is it. It was so good. I really liked it. I think the artwork definitely grew on me as I read the story. I think I'm gonna have to reread it completely in its entirety. If there's a trade or some form of a hardcover, I think I'm buying it. I really enjoyed Dawn Runner. I'm almost positive like it's made my pick of the week at least 3 out of the 5 times that it's come out. So really liked it. Had that Evangelion vibe. Heartwarming story. And the artwork got as the series went on, the artwork got more and more intense. I wouldn't call it sloppy. I'd call it intentionally messy. And it was badass. So I don't want to spoil it, but I will just say, if you're into crazy sci-fi, if you're into what are they called? Kaijus. If you're into kaijus, and if you're into giant mech robots and Evangelion, this is the series for you. And it definitely, I will say this, it leaves the door open for a potential return from Ram. And I hope he does. I really do. I hope he comes back to this. This was super fun. And it's my independent pick of the week. So I'm going to push the button.
That's Jim's pick of the week.
And I don't apologize for it. But this was fun. I think if you're looking for something new, and now that it's completely out, and if a trade gets announced or a hardcover gets announced, I would strongly recommend it if you liked any of those things that I just mentioned, because it was so good. So much fun. All right, let's move on to DC. All right, we're going to kick it off with Absolute Power issue number 3. Listen. I am going to try to stay as positive as possible with DC, but it's really hard. It's really hard. Jaden, don't worry, though. I'm going to hit it again. I'm hitting it again at least 2 more times. So, sorry, not sorry. But as for Absolute Power 3, I think there are parts of this that I like. I genuinely like. I think the concept of Absolute Power is fun. It's fun. I felt like the first 2 issues of the event felt very fluid, felt succinct and connected, and it made sense. right? Like everything kind of flowed, and I was like, all right, I'm following. I can follow what we're doing here. And then issue 3 happened, and holy shit, do you want to talk about jumping all over the place? No. What happened in the book was badass. This super, John being controlled by the Brainiac Queen and him hunting down all the heroes, badass. The idea of the Brainiac Queen, badass. This issue felt incredibly rushed, in my opinion, because it's the penultimate, right? We're about to end it in the next issue, and this kind of, most of the time the penultimate issue in events are usually kind of the climax or the beginning of the climax, right? But I just, an argument can be made, and a very valid one can be made, that, oh, well, Jim, you're not reading all of the tie-ins, so yeah, it's gonna feel disconnected and disjointed. I don't like that, and I'll tell you why I think that shouldn't be, in my opinion, is not an excuse. And the reason why I say that is I didn't read one tie-in outside of any ongoing book for Blood Hunt. And if I even hadn't read the tie-in ongoings for Blood Hunt, the entirety of Blood Hunt made total sense to me in entirety, reading it, if I hadn't read anything, any of the other ongoings. But I didn't read one specific one-off tie-in or tie-in specific Blood Hunt book, and that event worked, right? The only thing I can say about the Blood Hunt event of where I felt somewhat lost, but I didn't give two shits, was the explanation of Blade's daughter. Like I didn't read the tie-in to it. I didn't know what they were talking about, but it didn't feel necessary. So Blood Hunt for me was so eloquently written and placed together that it didn't matter if I read a tie-in or not. With Absolute Power, this issue specifically, issues 1 and 2, not so much. It felt like, oh, I could just read this and be fine. But this issue specifically was like, if you're not reading any of the tie-ins, you're fucked, because things are just going to start happening. And I understand, like, that's a tool, that's a creative tool that you can use to get the complete story, but I think that's bullshit. I think, and Nate's not here to fucking go, no, Jim, no, so keep me accountable, chat. But to me, it just feels like a total twist of the knife to readers from DC. Like, hey, you're not reading those things, then you're not gonna understand this. And that's how this felt. And like, I'm already kind of down on DC. Why would I spend more money? Like, I don't know. I'm trying. I'm not doing a very good job of being positive. There were aspects of this that were really kick-ass. Artwork, phenomenal. The writing actually was fine. There were a couple lines where I was like, that is kind of sloppy. I think it was like, what was it? Oh, so Failsafe is talking to Waller, and she's asking about where John is, and he goes, Superman or Superboy, I don't remember, is flying at super speeds. Duh. Like, I mean, it didn't feel right to me. So anyway, that's me. I don't know. I'm, obviously, like, Absolute Power is going directly into this new, like, kind of relaunch / launch of these new multiversal parallel universe concepts. And am I gonna read it? Yes. But yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. It just didn't hit like the first two issues. I felt like issue 3 was like, oh shit, this thing's gonna end next month, so we need to hurry. Like, that's how it felt. So Jaden, I was reading it and I was like bug-eyed because it was so fast-paced. It was very fast. John, Batman thinks he's Wolverine on that cover. I mean, that's definitely, the homage for sure. When you review DC, I feel justified in ditching it, except Zatanna. I need to check out Zatanna. You've been saying that for weeks, so we need to check it out. I'm here for the sec. Gotta help with driving drunks home from a fall fair. Right on, Patty. Be safe, bro. Please be safe. I'll catch up. Hopefully this week has been excellent. Plastic Man is my pick. Yo, hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. And then you're saying me reading AP. Yeah, Absolute Power. Yeah. I haven't read Absolute Power yet. Blood Hunt read very easily without any tie-ins. Right there, Luby, you're spot on. Yeah, all is well. Oh yeah, I'm reading like what y'all's internal dialogue. I don't need to do that, but anyway, yeah, it was the execution of this issue has me very worried for like what we're going to be doing in DC from now on. So I'm not saying that I'm going to absolutely outright drop DC, but I'm getting close. Like I'm inching every week. I'm kind of inching closer and closer to being like, you know what? I don't know if I want to read DC. Like, and I hate saying that. I really don't, because I know like I want to be able to like review these books and talk with y'all, because y'all like, you enjoy these books, you enjoy DC. So I want to be there with you, but like, I just don't feel connected at the moment. So maybe things will change. Maybe things will change. It didn't change here. Absolute Power tie-in Batman. I was not like, yeah, you're getting this is where you're getting like the backstory of how Batman got the mother box, which we kind of knew in the previous issue. And this was him just flailing around with Bizarro. I will say the introduction to Darkseid showing up again. Okay, cool. Bet. Awesome. Like, that to me, like, could have been the entire issue of them just running away from Darkseid and him kind of being like, I'm coming, bitch. Like, that to me is the preview that we're looking for. And you know, in issue 4 of Absolute Power, we're going to get a panel of what's to come with this whole new refresh of the DC comic book universe. Like, you know that's going to happen, but we're getting it here. So like, be more, I maybe I'm wrong, hope I am, but I feel like in issue 4, it's literally going to be like a two last page kind of drop, like, oh, and this is happening, like two dark sides are coming. Okay, great. So I don't know, I skimmed it, you know, I read it kind of nonchalantly, and you know, seeing the dark side show up and Bruce just going like, oh shit. Like, obviously, like, he's going to be the guy that's going to be like, whoa, bro, like, we ain't fucking around with this. And so he knows the dread that's coming. I'm sure the Trinity, any one of the Trinity were to have been in that situation, they would have reacted the exact same way. So that's got me excited, right? This feeling of dread, like, that to me is exciting for DC, you know? So there's that. So Patty on another note says, that's good stuff, man. Well is good. I'll be careful. Gotta let them sober people drive. Also, kind of unrelated, if you work on things and drive and store tools in your back seat, make sure they don't hit. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a big deal, bro. Just be careful, man. And if you got me like streaming while you're driving, just, you know, turn the screen off and you can listen to my sweet voice. Anyway, Patty, just be careful, bro. We want you to be safe out there. But anyway, Batman, whatever. I'm ready for Chip to just get back into what the story he wants to tell, like the non tie-in story. I'm ready to see where that goes. Like, I'm tired. I'm done with the Absolute Power tie-in ongoings. I'm done. All right, Birds of Prey issue 13. I'm parked. Yo, great. This was fine. It did its thing. It wrapped up. I will say it didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel rushed. Like, we got the side note, Absolute Power, the book, Barda just being a boss and saying that we got to kill the Super Son. That was dope. Just gonna say. Anyway, back to Birds of Prey. This was fine. Like, it did its thing, right? We kind of did a conclusion, but didn't at the end, which, whatever. Like, very clear that we're going to be returning to this storyline of this like rogue person who's absorbed powers through a alternate reality, coming back to haunt the Birds of Prey. So yay. It did its thing. it finished the story while leaving it open at the same time. Classic. And I think as for this arc about, you know, trying to solve this murder before it happens in Batgirl, I think is pretty cool. I'm excited to see where Birds of Prey goes next. And hopefully it sticks around for a little longer. I really hope it's not going to end now. I hope we get it just for a little bit longer, because I am enjoying it. I think Kelly Thompson is doing a really good job. And again, I like this arc specifically. I've really enjoyed the usage of different artists in an intentional way, right? Not in a, we just got a new artist because we just got a new artist, right? Like we're using new artists because we're jumping realities. I think that is an incredibly smart, creative move. And, I liked it. So I think the ending to this arc was fine. You know, it didn't like, it's not my pick of the week, right? But it was fun. Like, I think this is a silly goose time at DC where like you get a sense of newness, but also familiarity within these characters. And I don't know much about these characters, but the way Thompson is writing them and the usage of the artwork, I think really makes you feel at home with the book when you're looking for something that's just not like, I think what she's doing has weight within the DC comic book universe. That's great. But you know, we're not like, this isn't an absolute power tie-in. And I think that's what makes it really fun right now, because like the stakes for it are contained, and sure, they'll bleed into other books when they mention, hey, this happened in Birds of Prey. I like that. That's fine. The fact that this is not an absolute power tie-in gives it better marks than any other book on the pool that are. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm having a great time. I don't want this book to go anywhere. So, Never Screen and Drive 1010. It's good to play through the speakers. Yeah, hell yeah. John, I had to put too much into DC and didn't get much out of it. It feels like work and doesn't make me happy. Great cover though. Yeah, I get that sentiment, dude. I'm kind of right there with you. All right, moving on to Plastic Man No More. This book was fucking fun. Again, it's a Black Label, right? So we're not going to be doing an absolute power tie-in. So we're not glued to that concept. And so this was just like, I think this book perfectly encapsulates what it means to be a new reader and a faithful reader. If you know who Plastic Man is, this is just a great refresh and a new twist on the character. If you don't really know much about Plastic Man, this is a great introduction and also a fresh take on something that you may have seen before. And I liked it. I liked the sarcasm. I liked the dark wittiness of it. I liked the Justice League just being like, oh, Plastic Man, you're such a riot. And he's like, no, I'm fucking dying. Right? I got shot by a death ray, and it's changed the molecular construction of my body, and now I'm literally melting away. That was fucking cool. The slice of life aspect to it, I think, is great. The change in art, dealing with the Justice League, dealing with his past and dealing with his present, very effective. I think that's really cool. I don't know. I think it's good. I'm definitely on board for an issue 2. I think I'm probably going to be full bore. Going to read the entire series. It's Cantwell, so it's written well. I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. So I think the only time we should get extra artists is with different timelines or flashbacks or something equal to that. Plastic is just amazing. I always thought Norm Macdonald would be a good to play him. Oh, okay. That would have been cool. You know who else would do a good job? With Norm not being here. Another person that would do really well as Plastic Man is God, what's his name? The guy that voices Sonic in the movies, in the live action movies. Ben Schwartz? Is it Ben Schwartz? I think that's his name. That guy would kill as Plastic Man. I think he would do a great job. So yeah, I need to go back and just because Cantwell is on this book. Hell yeah, 7. I would give it a shot, 7. I think it's fun. I felt so bad for him when he was literally trying to tell everybody something's wrong, and they just kept laughing. Like even Superman, who honestly should have heard him and seen the damage. 100%. A character who is so serious, they make the jokes and are always hurt inside. Yeah, Norm ruled for sure. No, I think that's I think the intention of Cantwell can't be missed in that aspect of what you're saying of the story. Like, he's always the jokester. So when serious shit is actually going down and he's actually dying, the whole team's like, you're just joshing. And he's like, no, bro, like, no, like, I'm dying. So yeah, I thought Plastic Man was great. It is a immediate pull. I'm gonna put it on my pull list. I am on it. Ben would be great, right? I think he'd be a great Plastic Man. I think that would be, I don't know. I think he would do good. So, all right, let's jump over to Marvel. We're gonna kick it off first with Daredevil issue number 13. Story wise, I think this was cool. This idea that Matt is shifting gears once again, and he's dropping the priest motif, and he's going full on Daredevil. He's gonna beat some ass, like he's just gonna break faces, crack some knuckles. The thing that really I did not like was the change of art. The artwork was not good in this issue. I mean, it was borderline John Romita Jr. bad. I don't have it up here. I read it downstairs. But it was just not. It wasn't there, and I think it really hurt the story, because I think the story was effective, but the artwork just brought it down. So where it's just not. It didn't do it for me. So that's unfortunate. Story fine. Where we're moving fine, but the artwork to me just didn't work. I don't like this song because there's like weird sounds in the background that make it sound like something's going on in the house. So I'm gonna skip this one. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't work. Like the artwork for me was the killer. I think the story was fine. I think where we're going with the story is great, but man, just have some consistency. Stay focused. Because when you jump artists and it's not in an intentional manner, aka like Patty was saying, like a flashback or timeline change or some shit like that, like it just doesn't work. It completely sucks you out of the book, and that sucks. Like, I mean, I'm sorry for saying that twice, but it does. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. The people who joke like that are typically the most hurt and are serious, and they want to mask it. I think Narm would have done an amazing job. Rest in peace. I got a picture of the other guy, but I think I know who you're saying, and I can see it. Yeah. Ben, yeah. Man, that's my thoughts on Daredevil. Like, I am enjoying the story a lot, but when you are inconsistent with your artwork, and I would love to get somebody from Marvel on, someone high up, and that would never happen. They would never dare to get on a podcast, but I would love to get anyone, even at DC, to talk about like why artists are inconsistent on books, whether it's just pace of work or if it's just money. I would love to find out what the deal is, because you can't tell me it can't be done. I don't think that's the case. I think when you have stuff like this where they're coming out every week with a new chapter, granted it's not colored, but still the artwork stays consistent. Come on, guys. Like, we can do better. Anyway, caught up on Daredevil today. Last issue 7 plus the 2 issues of Women Without Fear story. I liked it a lot. You're right about the artwork. I was able to get through it. Yeah, it's just, it sucks. It drains the life of actually reading the book right out the window. So, all right, moving on. Exceptional X-Men issue number 1. This is my first Marvel pick of the week.
That's Chip's pick of the week.
This shit was dope, dude. Like, this was so good. And I think the reason why it was so good is it was slice of life. I think Kitty Pryde is such a relatable character, especially with all the shit she's gone through. More specifically, the most recent shit she's gone through, aka not being able to live the dream on Krakoa, and going like, fuck it, I just want to live a normal life. And her still dealing with the bullshit of being a mutant and what the, you know, the forced persecution of being a mutant in X-Men comics, right? Like her has seen it all and is still trying to just get through it and be normal, and it still pulls at her, right? Rightfully so. She sees someone in trouble, she can't help it act. I thought it was great, and I stand by my comments from the previous week where the other X books seem to be doing more of the heavy lifting than the current main X-Men book. And I really believe it's because McKay has so much shit on his plate that like he just has to do a generic story. And I think the story is progressing and evolving to becoming something cool, but like it just didn't knock everybody's socks off with the first issue, and that was everybody's main complaint. Some people dropped off, and like I think that's important. I think that impression will make or break a book, unfortunately. And so like you got to work even harder to do it. So, but this shit was dope. I thought the artwork was great. I think the fluidity of the storytelling was good. Everything worked. You know, never once did I misread a panel and thought, oh shit, I should have started here, then ended up here. Like everything was gold. This book was great. Yeah. Like I am on like Donkey Kong. Love the fact that, you know, we've got New Mutants. We got first appearance here. Like, you know, if you're the speculator, then you need to be picking up these issues because you never know if they're going to make an appearance. I liked it. I thought it was fun. You know, it's not a She-Hulk, right? But damn, it's pretty damn close right now. At least one issue in, and yeah, give me more Emma Frost. Like when she was at the end, and they're like the end. Just kidding. Here is this. Like duh. But her like spying in on Pride and being like, oh, what do we have here? About it, guys. About it. And then there's connectivity. There was actual connectivity in this book, which all the other ones are doing as well, which is there is connectivity to what McKay's doing. So that's why I think just let McKay cook and let Stegman maybe like settle down a bit. And I think the actual real main X-Men title will find its legs. But right now, the other X books are doing overtime to make sure that people are like, well, shit, I got to go read everything. This has been. I liked this book. I genuinely liked it, and it felt like slice of life to its core and then, you know, sprinkling in a little bit of action at the end. I love it. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. John, I was totally prepared to hate this book. I only bought it for Emma Frost foil cover. I was wrong. This was a lot of fun. Hell yeah, dude. Pleasantly surprised. All right, let's move on. Immortal Thor, issue 15. I think, John, you said this was another one of your pick of the weeks. This was okay for me, personally. I'm up and down with Immortal Thor right now from Ewing. I just can't seem to find... I'm probably doing this book a disservice because I'm just still so bitter with Donnie not being able to finish his run. And I think because this run is just such a polar opposite to it, I just can't get into it. There are aspects of this run that I've liked 15 issues in, but I felt like there's been, and for me, a lot more negative or just meh moments. So again, I'm not thinking, or let me rephrase. I'm not dropping it today, but the thoughts are creeping in the back of my mind like, uh-oh, like I might be dropping Immortal Thor. And the only reason why I'm saying like I'm going to stick with it is purely, I think, because of Ewing's Immortal Hulk run and just how much hype and how much like FOMO there was with Immortal Hulk. And granted, that feeling was sustained throughout its entirety, right? And I still don't feel like that's happened with Thor. I think there's this idea, because Immortal's on the cover, that it could happen, but I'm starting to inch closer and closer to the idea that like it's not going to. That it's just kind of a story. And if you like classic Thor, then this is probably for you. if you're not into that and you were more into like the heavy metal version of Thor with Donny Cates, then you might be getting off the train soon. I don't know. I will say, like, once we got to Asgard, I was a little bit more involved with it, especially with him and Enchantress kind of rekindling their relationship. I thought that was pretty interesting. So, you know, I don't know. I don't have much to say about it because I still feel like me personally as a reader, I'm still trying to figure out if I like this book or not. I know for a fact if Nate were here, he'd be like, no, this is great. Like, this is a great book. So I'm sure he's right. John, yep, the second half of this book was great. The first pages were clearing up what I didn't like about the last arc. Once they got to Asgard, I was happy. Yeah, Asgard was fun. This whole still fighting Zeus and the corruptness, and I built a belt out of his corruptness. I'm like, okay, like that's classic Thor, but like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was just kind of meh for me. This was a meh. All right, I'm gonna be real quick with this one. I am not liking what we're doing right now. I don't need a history lesson. I think there are more hits than misses currently on this run, but right now, like, every time we do this whole like jump back into time and explain this, like, I don't care. I want Hulk. I want Hulk fighting for this young woman and trying to fight the mother of monsters or darkness or whatever. Like, just get me there. I don't need a history lesson. I'm just saying, like, it just feels unnecessary. It feels like filler. And maybe it is. Maybe there was a shift in what the execution of this idea was going to be, and they're like, well, we need 2 issues of filler, so let's do another history lesson, and that's fine. But I wasn't feeling this issue at all. Like, and the art was not good. Not good. Like, we know Nick Klein's supposed to be on the book. And so when we don't get Nick Klein, now granted, during this issue, it's back in time, right? So the concept of using a different artist when you're talking about a different time is valid, but man, like, get good on the art, because it wasn't good. It was very sloppy, in my opinion. Felt very rushed. So back to Thor. John says the bit between Thor and Enchantress was cool, and the reveal behind the motivations was a solid surprise. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, again, their time on Asgard, solid. Hulk, not so much. All right, our last book of the night, The Ultimates, issue number 4, with Phil Noto on the fucking artwork. Yo, bro. This was sinister. This was focused. This was fucking epic. And this is my other pick of the week. So
That's Jim's pick of the week.
I know I'm only supposed to have one, but it's my show. I don't go fuck. This was cool. We knew, right? We knew that the Maker was a piece of shit, but we really get to see how much of a piece of shit he is in this issue. And the lengths of psychological and physical torture that he went to fuck with Reed Richards in the Ultimates universe. Like, god damn, dude. Like, I don't want to give a lot of it away, but like, if you're not reading the Ultimates, go read it. This was so badass and so just dirty, dude. Just dirty. It was, I mean, you have to, like, you really feel for Reed. And I would love Nate's view on this, and I'm gonna ask him about it once he gets off of work, and he'll probably tell me, like, I think it's kind of maybe it's warranted, because at the end of the day, Reed can be a very arrogant asshole. But like, the way it was the way it was portrayed here, man, like, just devastating. and there's going to be ramifications. There's going to be repercussions, and I'm here for it. Ultimates is badass, and we're building to this like grandiose thing that I think we're obviously moving to another Secret Wars. And who will be writing it? Jonathan Hickman. I don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. But damn, dude, this was a dope issue. And then Phil Noto on the artwork. Come on, man. Like, you can't get any better. I mean, you could, but you wouldn't want to. Phil Noto's the shit. It was so good. Back to Hulk. John says Hulk has been unfocused and pointless. Not into it. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. Can you get the girl out of the statue thingy already? Girl out of the statue. Oh yeah, in Hulk. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, exactly. Hulk is just, it's just, we're planting seeds everywhere, and then we're just not watering them. We're just throwing fucking seeds on a field, and we're not watering them in Hulk. But as for Ultimates, we are nurturing it. We are watering it. We're taking care of it. We're giving it enough sunlight and then enough shade when it needs it. And this is fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so good. I very, very surprised, and not surprised, very pleased. I'm not surprised. We knew, like, after the first issue, I was like, this is gonna be dope. This is gonna be fucking dope. So Jim can have as many patois as Jim wants. I liked the book, but didn't land for me like it landed for the others. I'm in it for the long haul, though. Yeah, I mean it. Excuse me. Let me get some water here real quick. I will say, based off the pacing from the previous 3 issues, it is incredibly slow. It is very slow compared to the other 3 issues. The previous 3 issues have been action-packed. We're picking up new members. 1, 2, 3. We're moving forward. We're getting ready for this massive event. 4, we pumped the brakes very fast. We pumped the brakes because we were getting ready to really dive in and get a very deep character analysis on this Ultimates version of Doom, who turns out to be, spoilers, Reed Richards. He's been tortured by the Maker to believe himself as Doom. And he ended up, in the process, accidentally killing the original Fantastic Four. Sorry, as I said I wasn't going to spoil it, but I just spoiled it. And it's all because of the Maker. Crazy. Crazy shit. Just crazy. And then, again, Phil Noto. And I love this cover. And like, now that after you've read it, this cover is even more diabolical. It's crazy. And then there's a cover right now that I didn't get. I don't know if it was an incentive or not. But now that I've read the issue, I kind of want to go get yeah, it's an incentive cover. It's a 1 in 25. If I can get my hands on this, holy shit. Like, after reading this cover is insane. Insane. Again, if I can get my hands on it, I might actually pick this up. Maybe I'll wait, and if it's still around and like the price drops, I'm picking up this cover. It's fucking so good. Did anyone read Cruel Universe number 2? I accidentally bought another copy of issue number 1 instead. I didn't even know. I did not. But anyway. Ultimates, my other pick of the week. So I had 3 picks of the week, right? I had 3 picks of the week. Dawn Runner, Exceptional X-Men, Ultimates number 4. It's just one of those weeks, guys. And I don't think I have 3 because it was a meh week. I just think those books, maybe it was a meh week, and maybe it's it is a meh week, and so it's like, oh, well, they're gonna be 3 because those were just the best books. No, I think those books were genuinely pick of the week contenders. So I don't have a problem doing that. That's what I got, guys. That's what I got. Yeah, let me know again down in the comments if you haven't already live. Let me know, do you want me to do a Let's Build live with some of these Gundam models that I picked up, an Evangelion model? Or were you like, nah, just stick to the comics? Let me know down in the live chat. And if you're watching this as a past episode, leave a comment down below. And let me know what your pick of the week is. And let me know if you want to see a Let's Build at some point. I'll set it up. I'll configure it. I'll build some kind of overhead. I've done it before where I've had an overhead camera shot looking down, and we'll just fucking build away for a couple hours. I think that'd be pretty cool. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me live. If you're watching this as a past episode, thank you for watching watching this channel. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell and give us a like, as we're on the road to 1,250 subscribers, but we can't do it without your support. So please, if you feel so inclined or you feel like you're enjoying this content, you haven't already committed to the subscribe button, hit that sub button. We also do have memberships if you're wanting to join the channel as a member. It's $3.99 a month, I believe, and you get some cool badges, you get some cool emotes. Haven't yet, but there probably will be soon some members only exclusive videos. I am starting the process of getting a live, or not a live, but a interview style show set up for the channel, where I'm going to, we've already got a couple creators that have already are in the holding cell of potentially being on this show, if you will, of interviews. And so I'm going to, if we get that lined up and we actually start doing creator interviews, whether writers, artists, or any other kind of style of YouTuber on this channel, you will have access to that show first once I get it set up, because I'm sending out emails now to actually do interviews with comic book creators, writers, artists, and influencers. So be on the lookout for that. And if you're already a member, you will be the first to know when that drops, and you'll probably get to watch it first before anybody else. So if you're thinking about becoming a member, that would be another perk that you would get if you're a member. So, but if you don't want to do that, don't worry about it. It's good. It's all good, bro. It's all gravy. But we'll catch you guys this Tuesday for another new comic book day video. New comic book day video, which the haul is, I will tell you this. I know that I have to read books from a couple weeks ago because I forgot to read them in order to read next week's books. But it's looking, yeah, uncanny, yeah. It's looking good. It's looking good. Next week will be good. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you guys Tuesday, and then we'll be back here again, and I will let you know in a post if we're going to be on Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to convene with Nate again and see if maybe we can try to align the stars again to get him on the live show once again. But as always, fam, be kind to one another and read more comics. We'll catch you guys later. Be safe out there.